Hi guys, this is the first video like this on my channel. I just got into the hobby of vaping. Basically it's an e-cigarette, but I use non-nicotine just because I like the flavor of it. And I wanted to share my build that I just did. I've been running this one for about 3 days now. I picked up a VAMO Mod, and I'm running both cells. I can go up to about 6 volts on this coil, no problems. The atomizer I'm using is a modified Nimbus. Oh, here's my wick. I bored out the holes to 1/8. It looks a little iffy because the bit skipped on me a couple times, but I'm gonna bring this in and polish it and get it back shining. But I just wanted to go over this. This is a nichrome wire build. I was vaping a couple days ago on one of my cartomizers, and I burnt out the coil. And it was a dual coil, so I burnt one coil, so that was fine. But it started giving a charcoaly flavor because I burnt the wick also. And I didn't have any cartridges for it, so I decided to use some high-grade nichrome that I had for my 3D printer build. I think I got this whole bundle of it for like $2 on eBay. But it's 24 gauge, so it's a lot less resistance per inch than say like 32 gauge Canthal or nichrome. So you have to put quite a lot more turns on it to get your ohm load up. Right now this coil I'm running is about 11 turns of nichrome, 24 gauge, and it's at 1.7 ohms. The Nimbus is built for a dual coil setup, but like I said, I'd have to put 2 coils twice this size to get my ohm load up, enough for the VAMO, because the VAMO cuts out at about 1.3 ohms. So what I wanted to show is I like to change my cotton about every day, I'd say. I just find it keeps the flavor up, and I'm not really in it for the nicotine. That's why I only have, I think, one flavor with just a little bit of nicotine in it, just kind of take the edge off every once in a while. But all my other flavors I got from Swamp Vapor here in Lafayette, and I really like the taste of it. So I change my wick probably every day or so. And I just wanted to go over, for people that are kind of searching for flavor on some of the bigger builds, I find that, and instead of having to rip the coil down and rewind every time you have to change your wick using cotton, I found a way that's pretty efficient. With the coil set up in a horizontal position and wrapped slightly loose, it's enough for what we're about to do. What I do is I take a piece of cotton about this size and I just thread it through the coil. But I do it in such a way where I get the small part through, but I leave the back end a little bushy. That way, as I pull the cotton through, I can kind of twist it and get really good contact area on the coil. Actually, I did that backwards. I run it through the other way just because it's easier to coil. Because you have to put this cotton somewhere, and I don't cut it at all. So what I normally do is just kind of pass it through here. I'm trying to do this through the camera, and it's a little iffy. And once I pass it through, I give it a twist and get a nice big chunk of cotton in between the coil itself. I find this gives really good flavor. It keeps the coil very wet. I haven't burnt this coil yet. Actually, I haven't burned any cotton yet with it. I just like to change it just to kind of keep it from burning. But I just pass it through, pass it between the other posts, and I take this side, stack it here real nice in this the juice well, and pull it around the other side. So we get a nice bit of wick kind of just sitting inside that juice well. It keeps the drippage down. I do feel this quite a lot. So I was having dripping issues, obviously, but I found with this system I can really load it up with juice. The coil stays nice and hot and doesn't flood out. So with this big piece of cotton sticking out the top, I just kind of tuck it in all the way around, and I got this piece still. All right, there we go. And just kind of get it to where it's gonna sit almost below the oops, sorry about that. Almost below the vent holes. You want it right at the vent holes, or at least that's what I found. So, oh, sorry. Once I get it loaded up like that, you see the coils nice and high. Lots of contact area on the wick. You can actually kind of bring it down some. But once I get it to this position, you can start filling it up. And what I do is I kind of open this up a little, put some directly into the coil, and then kind of fill up the juice well. And you can actually start seeing it wick right here already. Just get this all nice and saturated. Put a little on top. Let it soak in, and once you get the juice on it, you can really kind of mold the cotton the way you want it. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So, see, we got that nice and juiced up. Some say this would be kind of like a flooded situation, but I find that it works actually quite well. I'm only on 3.5 volts, and you can see it's already starting to produce some vapor. So once the coil gets set and the fluid starts to get it the right consistency around the coil, it really starts producing some vapor. So now that we have it full, cotton's laid in. Again, it's kind of a lot of cotton, but I find it works quite well. I get probably, I don't know, 15 long drags off of this before I have to top it off. And when I say long, really long drags. I mean, I can go for about, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes before I check it, and no degradation of vapor. It works really well. So we can just put the top on, and there we go. So, and see, because of the cotton, you don't have any leaks, I find. I've kept this thing in my pocket for an hour, and no sticky pockets after. So here's how it vapes. I'd say it's quite nice for a single coil. I can't wait to get my dual coil stuff set up. I also have a very high power sub ohm that I'm building. That's it's going to be less than traditional. I'm machining my own mod, and it's going to be more of like a one of those square pack mods. But this is for now. This is what I got. Alright, well, thanks for tuning in, and happy